You're so strong. 你好肥哦，不要吃这个，这个很容易胖的。她挺漂亮的，但是她有点胖。你最近胖了吗？你应该减下肥了。
Now, these are just some of the things that you will hear if you come to China. And I'm saying you don't even have to be fat, but people will call you fat. Now, China is an incredibly body conscious or self-image conscious society. And actually, obesity, particularly among children, is growing at an alarming rate. Now, this is because about 45 years ago, under Chairman Mao, most people were actually starving. So with the luxury of being able to eat whatever you want, and the influx of KFC and McDonald's, and all of these kind of cheap fast foods into the Chinese countryside, children are actually getting really, really fat. A 29-year study actually found that childhood obesity in China has grown by 17-fold for males and 11-fold for females. That means that 1 in 6 boys in China are obese. However, if you look at body weight by country, the average body weight in China is actually 133 pounds. In comparison to America, it's actually 180 pounds. Obviously, you can't use a normal BMI scale to actually judge people's weight because obviously Asians as a race are a lot smaller than some African people or white people. So thankfully, there's actually a scale to measure BMI for actual Asian people. Now, when I ran my wife through this, who's actually a Chinese woman, she's about 5'2" and about 105 pounds. Now, if I use the BMI scale in China or for Asian people in general, she's actually completely in the middle average weight. But when I ran her height and weight through an actual Western BMI chart, she was in the underweight category. Now, when I actually did mine, strangely enough, I'm 6'1" and I'm about 172 pounds. I was actually average for both countries, so I don't really know how that works out. Now, although China's come a long ways in terms of women's rights, there's still very much a feeling of being a very chauvinistic society. Men kind of earn the money and they kind of dictate what kind of woman they want. So there's a lot of pressure on women, at least what I've found, to stay thin, to stay trim. And Chinese men in general tend to like women that are really tall, really pale, and really thin. Now, like I said, that's created a massive pressure, and actually 48% of women nowadays have admitted to taking dietary aids or diet pills or weight loss aids. So we're looking at almost half the population of women that are taking medicine to drop weight, usually for men's standards. But what I wanted to find out today was actually, from a Chinese woman's perspective, what is their ideal body type? What is their ideal weight? What kind of methods have they used to try to lose weight? Do they feel pressure to stay thin in Chinese society? And maybe what do they think men want to see? A while back, its J vlogger by the name of Rachel and June actually came out with this spectrum of body types, basically. So it went from underweight to overweight with a bunch of pictures of women in bathing suits. And they kind of asked the opinions of Japanese people to see what their ideal body type was. So I also used this spectrum to kind of get the opinions of Chinese people as well.
Have I ever felt pressures to lose weight? Yes, I do. Especially every single time when we go through some big holidays. Older people, older generation, the first thing they saw you do is saying like, wow, you gained your weight. Wow, you look round. Wow, you look chubby. That's absolutely something a girl wouldn't want to hear. Especially also after gave birth. That's a really embarrassing moments for me. Like I have to get rid of all my clothes.
有啊，我觉得吧，我也觉得有，特别是
生完小孩
之后，对啊。好大腿部分都瘦不下来，
就一直被人家问你是不是又怀
对吧
Most of Chinese women, they feel the pressure about losing weight. I think most of the part is because TV show about like men's standard. Because like in Asia, people actually tend to prefer skinnier girl and slimmer, long leg, and those kind of girl type. So the male's beauty standard actually make them try their best to slim down.
My ideal weight is 40 kg. I think if you are too fat, that is bad for your health.
48公斤左右，45到48公斤左右。不是因为身高有，
你身高比例有差距了。
不是，我还回到我高中当时44公斤。
In general, Asia is still a man's power society. So girls is just like please the man. Basically, that's most of the big part. When I went to America, I saw a lot of like white women and like Western women. They don't actually care about what they wear, and they don't care about how people think, and they just like go out with the confidence and like really have the woman power to show the world who they are. But in other hand, like in China, they especially like in Asia, especially in China, we can't do that. We don't have that luxury. If you're ugly, if you're short, if you're like fat, there's nobody who's gonna pay attention to me. Especially like you're not gonna go far in this society. And that also probably push the Asian girl, Chinese girl will trying to more focus on how they look. In China, a lot of company they will actually, if you want to sign the application form to get the job, you need to put your picture there. You even need to put your height and weight in there. I believe in a lot of Western country, you are not allowed to ask those kind of thing. But apparently, that's all the company asks for the first thing in the first column about your height and the weight. I think that also put a lot of pressure on women. And the funny thing is, like, to be honest, sometimes I will write down a couple inches higher in my profile. The method that I use to lose weight is unbelievably unhealthy.
Like just eat fruit. I tried to eat nothing.
To me, it's really efficient. It's just like I starve myself, but I know the fact that that's really, really bad. So many times I just actually try to stop that.
节食，
运动了，因为我很懒，可能我会首先节食，然后实在没办法才运动。
节食加运动，
我觉得都好难，
节食
我也
加运动，
觉得都好难，
节食
都很难。
瑜伽，
对啊，瑜伽也
瑜伽
是
其实挺能
运动啊，
减的哦，但
瑜伽也是运动啊，
游泳
真的很难，吃少一点。
就
我以前试过一种方法，就是不吃淀粉，就是吃青菜和蛋白。
Most of my friends agree with me. If I need to do exercise, I would rather to not get rid of my fat.
就是如果要我运动减肥，我宁愿不减。不是节食我可以，运动不行。
Long time ago, I heard of, like when I was in high school or something, I was kind of chubby, and I heard that you drinking vinegar straight can help you to slim down. I did it, and I end up to the hospital have ulcer. A lot of people nowadays like really, really eager to slim down, but the thing is like they also like me. They don't like to do exercise. They want to take the shortcut. So in the market nowadays have more and more those kind of like diet pills so that you can take. After you take it, you can slim down. Those kind of thing is wicked popular recently. To me, my ideal weight and ideal body shape will be the fourth one. If I were a man, an Asian male, I think probably I will prefer the bottom first one because it's kind of like, you know, have everything.
This one or this one?
You think those are perfect?
Yeah, for me that's enough.
Out of all these pictures, what do you think Chinese men would find most attractive?
This one or this one? These three.
These three?
Yeah.
I got you.
As far as I know, Chinese men prefer big boobs and like really skinny and tall. You guys are awful.
上面第三个图是最喜欢的，最讨厌的是下面的最后一张。
还有讨厌的
第五，
我们最讨厌的都是最下面，
对啊，
最后一
最
张
下面最后一张。
最喜欢上排的第三个，
第四个吧，第四个吧，上排第四个，第一个咯，
第一个没有，就第一个没办法接受。
胸最大的那个，
4号吧，
腰最瘦，胸最大的那个，
我觉得5号啊，
5号吧，
我差不多。
5号就是那种 AV 的那种身，AV
我觉得
的
中国
女优身
的男的应，该是4号，我觉得应该是5号，4号。
5号
那个皮肤没那么亮啊，会油啊。
我觉得是4号，我也选4号，
因为就是瘦，但是又很有上围，又很
曲
丰满。
线。
其实这个也挺好的。
No woman can be that perfect. What's wrong with you guys? And I don't think it's fair that like you guys don't care about your look and you guys go out, don't wear makeup, and you guys can wear sandal and like shorts and like with the messy hair go out and you guys don't care, and then you guys judge women how we look.
My colleague Serpent Zede, Winston Sturzel, he actually made a video about his experience about being fat in China, or being called fat in China. And also he kind of focused on how Chinese people don't really like to exercise and the kind of recent boom in weight loss and exercise. And he kind of goes into more depth about the topic. So I'd like you to check that video out as well.
I would like you to please take a look behind me and try your best to spot any fat, obese people in the crowd. Now, can you see any? Doubtful. I mean, you may see a couple of chubby people here and there, maybe. Now, this is something that really struck me in my recent trip to America.
Now, whether this kind of upfront attitude or bluntness about calling people fat or body shaming or whatever you want to call it is a positive or a negative thing, one thing it actually did for me was actually make me conscious of my health issues. Because when I moved to China, I never considered myself obese. I was about 200 pounds. But when I was in America, comparing myself to other people, I was just kind of average. I was kind of normal. Coming to China kind of changed my whole perspective on that thing. And when people constantly call me fat or I need to lose weight or strong, as they like to call it, it kind of made me conscious about what I should be eating or what I should be doing. And I actually dropped a lot of weight when I moved here. Now, I think that's kind of completely against Western culture to be able to point out someone's physical flaws. But it's something that you have to keep in perspective when you come here, that people's ideals for ideal weight, people's ideals for what they think is beautiful is completely different. And it's not a progressive society like in the West or what you might be used to. So a lot of my colleagues or a lot of people that I know who are a little bit overweight here, they have to kind of get over this barrier of accepting criticism or getting their belly touched or being criticized based on their weight or how they look or being called fat in general. So whether or not you're overweight and decide to come to China or not, it's up to you. Just try to keep an open mind because the people here don't really have an open mind about body image issues or dishing out judgments based on your weight or appearance. Thank you so much, Lawwinners, and I will catch you on the next one.